Why are there not more people talking about these chilling secrets? Hey there, fellow explorers of the unknown, are you ready to face the chills? Because today, we're embarking on a spine-chilling journey with us as we unveil the top 10 abandoned ancient towns hiding pure evil. From cursed ghost towns to forsaken settlements laden with eerie legends, these haunted locales promise to ignite your imagination and send shivers down your spine. We're talking unexplained phenomena, hair-raising tales, and maybe even a ghostly encounter or two. Okay, maybe not, but definitely vibes. So buckle up, grab your ghost hunting gear, or, a flashlight and a comfy blanket, and get ready to delve into the unsettling mysteries of these abandoned ancient towns. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more spine-tingling adventures. First stop, Dudleytown, Connecticut, or should I say, what's left of it. This place is basically the poster child for bad vibes. See, back in the 1740s, folks started settling in, trying to make a life for themselves, but things went south real quick. We're talking crops failing, livestock dying, people going crazy, the whole 9 yards. Legend has it that the Dudley family, the town's founders, were cursed by none other than Old Scratch himself. Apparently, Edmund Dudley, an ancestor, got mixed up in some shady business back in England. Think treason and beheadings. So, naturally, the curse followed them across the pond. Fast forward a couple of centuries and Dudleytown is a ghost town, literally. Now it sits there in the woods, all overgrown and creepy, just waiting for some poor, unsuspecting hiker to stumble upon it. They say you can still feel the negative energy, like a weight pressing down on you. Some even claim to have seen shadowy figures lurking in the trees, their eyes glowing red in the darkness. Is it the curse of the Dudleys? Or is it just our imaginations running wild? Well, that's for you to decide. But one thing's for sure, Dudleytown is one place you might not want to visit alone, especially after dark. From the chilly depths of Connecticut, we travel south to the Atacama Desert of Chile, where a different kind of haunting awaits. Nestled amongst the dunes lies La Noria, a once thriving saltpeter mining town that's now eerily deserted. But don't let the silence fool you. La Noria has stories to tell if you dare to listen. In the late 19th century, La Noria was a hub of activity, drawing workers and their families seeking their fortune. Life was tough, though, and tragedy struck often. Accidents were commonplace, and many met their end in the mines. But it's what happened after death that sends shivers down the spine. See, due to the remote location and the cost of transporting bodies, folks were buried right there in the desert. And I'm not talking about proper burials. We're talking shallow graves, sometimes marked, sometimes not. Over time, the desert winds did their thing, unearthing these makeshift graves and exposing the remains. And that's when the stories started. Locals whisper of restless spirits, their souls tethered to the land where they met their untimely demise. Visitors report strange noises, disembodied voices, and even ghostly apparitions wandering amongst the dilapidated buildings. Some say the spirits are simply searching for peace, while others believe they're seeking revenge for their harsh treatment in life. Whatever the truth, one thing's for sure. La Noria is a place where the veil between the living and the dead feels thin as a whisper. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading deep into the heart of Peru to explore the Mochi Temple, a place where history and horror collide. This ancient complex, built by the Mochi civilization over 1,500 years ago, is shrouded in mystery and steeped in blood. And trust me, when I say steeped in blood, I mean it literally. See, the Mochi were big on ritual sacrifice, and I'm not talking about a few unfortunate goats here. We're talking human sacrifices, often performed in gruesome and elaborate ceremonies. Archaeologists have uncovered countless skeletons within the temple walls, many bearing the marks of ritualistic killings. It's enough to make your blood run cold, even after all these centuries. Now, some say the spirits of those sacrificed souls still linger within the temple walls, their cries echoing through the corridors. Others believe the Moche priests placed powerful curses on the site, protecting their sacred grounds from intruders. Whatever the case, there's a palpable sense of dread that hangs heavy in the air. Visitors have reported feeling cold spots, hearing whispers in ancient tongues, and even seeing ghostly figures lurking in the shadows. Some have even claimed to have been physically touched or pushed by unseen hands. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe it's the ancient curses of the Moche, still potent after all these years. Get ready for a trip to the dark side of urban exploration, because we're venturing into the Kowloon Walled City, a place that was once a densely populated, ungoverned enclave within Hong Kong. Imagine a concrete jungle, crammed with makeshift buildings, riddled with narrow alleyways, and shrouded in perpetual darkness. That was Kowloon Walled City, a place where the law rarely dared to tread. From the 1950s to the 1990s, this lawless labyrinth was a hotbed of criminal activity. Triads ruled the streets, opium dens flourished, and everything from gambling to prostitution ran rampant. It was a city within a city, operating by its own rules or lack thereof. But amidst the chaos, there was a strange sense of community. People looked out for their own, and life, though tough, went on. But the darkness left its mark. Stories of violence, murder, and disappearances circulated like whispers in the wind. And after its demolition in 1994, the legends only grew stronger. Some say the spirits of those who met their demise within the walled city still roam the area, their souls unable to find peace. Others believe the negative energy of countless crimes seeped into the very fabric of the place, creating a hotbed of paranormal activity. While the Kowloon Walled City may be gone, its eerie legacy lives on in the stories whispered on the streets of Hong Kong. Pack your courage, adventurers, because we're off to India, to the imposing ruins of Bangar Fort, a place so utterly haunted that it's officially recognized as such by the Indian government. Yep, you heard that right. Even the authorities want nothing to do with this place after dark. Bangar Fort was once a majestic fortress, a testament to the power and grandeur of its rulers. But its glory days were short-lived. Legend has it that a sorcerer, madly in love with the princess, cursed the fort after his advances were rejected. His dark magic plunged the once thriving city into chaos and ruin, leaving behind a legacy of tragedy and despair. Today, Bangar Fort stands as a stark reminder of the sorcerer's curse. The Indian government has forbidden entry to the fort between sunset and sunrise, and locals warn of dire consequences for those who dare to disobey. They say that anyone who spends the night within the fort's walls will never see the light of day again. But it's not just local folklore that paints Bangar Fort as a place of terror. Visitors and guards alike have reported chilling encounters, disembodied screams, ghostly apparitions, and an overwhelming sense of dread that permeates the very air. Whether you believe in curses or not, there's no denying the eerie power that clings to Bangar Fort, a place where history and horror intertwine in the most unsettling of ways. Hold your breath and brace yourselves, because our next stop is not for the faint of heart. We're sailing to Poveglia, a small island located in the Venetian Lagoon, Italy, a place with a history so dark and disturbing that it's been dubbed the most haunted island in the world. Poveglia's story is a gruesome tapestry woven with death and despair. During the bubonic plague in the 16th century, it served as a quarantine zone, a final resting place for thousands of infected souls. The island's soil is said to be composed of 50% human ash, a chilling testament to the countless pyres that burned day and night. But the horrors didn't end there. In the 1920s, Poveglia became home to a mental asylum, a place where unspeakable experiments were allegedly performed on patients. Stories abound of torture, madness, and a sinister doctor who met a gruesome end at the hands of his own patients. Today, Poveglia stands abandoned, its buildings crumbling, its shores silent save for the lapping of the waves. But the echoes of its gruesome past linger. Visitors report feeling an oppressive sense of dread, hearing disembodied screams, and witnessing shadowy figures lurking in the windows. Some even claim to have been touched by unseen hands, their fingers icy cold. Poveglia is a stark reminder that some places are best left undisturbed, their stories too horrific to comprehend fully. Get ready to delve into a mystery that's baffled historians and fueled countless legends as we journey to Kuldhara, India, a village frozen in time, abandoned by its inhabitants over 200 years ago. Imagine an entire village deserted overnight, its homes left untouched, its streets eerily silent. That's Kuldhara, a ghost village shrouded in enigma. In the 19th century, Kuldhara was a prosperous village inhabited by the Paliwal Brahmins. But one night, for reasons unknown, every single villager vanished without a trace. They left behind their belongings, their food, their lives, as if they simply disappeared into thin air. Theories abound, ranging from oppressive taxes to a natural disaster. But the most popular explanation involves a sinister love story and a curse. Legend has it that the village chief's daughter caught the eye of a powerful but corrupt official. When he threatened to use force to claim her, the villagers made a pact. They would abandon their homes rather than submit to his tyranny, and they cursed the land, ensuring that no one could ever inhabit Kuldhara again. Today, the village stands as a testament to their defiance, a collection of crumbling houses, empty streets, and a palpable sense of unease. Visitors report feeling watched, hearing whispers in the wind, and experiencing sudden drops in temperature. Some even claim to have seen shadowy figures in the windows, their eyes glowing with an eerie light. Kuldhara is a place where the past refuses to die, its secrets buried beneath layers of time and whispered on the wind. Hold on to your respirators, because our next destination is a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of industrial negligence. We're heading deep into the heart of Western Australia, to the ghost town of Wittenoom, a place once synonymous with prosperity, now forever linked with death and decay. In the 1940s, Wittenoom was a bustling mining town, its lifeblood the blue asbestos mined from the nearby hills. People flocked there for work, raising families and building a community amidst the harsh outback landscape. But beneath the surface, a silent killer lurked. Asbestos, once hailed as a miracle material, proved to be a deadly carcinogen. The very air the residents breathed was laced with microscopic fibers, silently infiltrating their lungs, sowing the seeds of a terrible fate. As the years passed, the devastating health effects became all too clear. Cancer rates skyrocketed, claiming the lives of miners, their families, and even those who simply passed through town. By the 1960s, the truth was undeniable. Wittenoom was a ticking time bomb. The mine closed, and the government began relocating residents, offering them compensation and a fresh start. But the town itself remained, a haunting reminder of the human cost of progress. Today, Wittenoom is a ghost town in the truest sense. Buildings stand empty, their windows boarded up, their paint peeling. Streets are overgrown, and the silence is broken only by the howling wind. The Australian government has gone to great lengths to erase Wittenoom from maps and discourage visitation. But the town refuses to be forgotten, its story a stark warning of the dangers that lurk beneath the surface. Get ready for a dose of South American spookiness as we journey to Cinco Saltos, Argentina, a town where picturesque landscapes belie a dark and unsettling history. Nestled amidst rolling hills and vineyards, Cinco Saltos seems like a postcard come to life. But beneath the surface, whispers of witchcraft, curses, and unexplained phenomena paint a different picture. In the early 20th century, Cinco Saltos was a small, tight-knit community. But whispers began to circulate about a group of women practicing witchcraft in the nearby woods. They were blamed for everything from crop failures to sudden illnesses, their rituals shrouded in secrecy and fear. Legend has it that the townsfolk, fueled by fear and superstition, confronted the alleged witches, driving them out of town or worse. But the witches didn't go quietly. They cursed Cinco Saltos, vowing that their wrath would haunt the town for generations to come. Today, Cinco Saltos is a shadow of its former self. While the town still exists, it's plagued by strange occurrences and unsettling stories. Locals whisper of shadowy figures lurking in the vineyards, disembodied voices echoing through the streets, and objects moving on their own. Some say the witch's curses linger, a reminder of the darkness that once gripped Cinco Saltos. Whether you believe in witchcraft or not, there's no denying the eerie atmosphere that permeates Cinco Saltos. It's a place where the line between reality and superstition blurs, and where the past casts a long, unsettling shadow. For our final destination, we're taking you to a modern-day inferno, Centralia, Pennsylvania, a town where the earth itself burns, a testament to the enduring power of nature's fury. Once a bustling coal mining town, Centralia is now a ghost town. Its streets reclaimed by nature, its buildings slowly being consumed by an inferno that's raged beneath the surface for over 5 decades. The story of Centralia's fiery demise began in 1962, with a seemingly innocuous fire in the town's landfill. Little did they know that the flames would ignite a vein of coal beneath the surface, setting off an underground inferno that would consume Centralia from below. As the fire spread, the ground grew hot, spewing toxic fumes and opening up sinkholes that swallowed cars and backyards. The air filled with a perpetual smoky haze, and the once thriving town transformed into a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Despite the dangers, some residents refused to leave their homes, clinging to the memories of a life that was slowly being consumed by flames. But as the years passed, the town dwindled. Buildings were demolished, streets were closed, and Centralia became a ghost town in every sense of the word. Today, Centralia stands as a stark reminder of the power of nature and the fragility of human existence. The ground still smolders, steam rises from cracks in the pavement, and the air carries a faint, sulfurous odor. It's a place frozen in time, a modern-day Pompeii where the fire still burns, a testament to the enduring power of an inferno that refuses to be extinguished. Thank you for joining us on this terrifying journey through history's darkest corners. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and stay tuned for more chilling tales.